now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to fight number 10. This one in the light middleweight division for the GBBU vacant novice light middleweight title. And this bout is brought to you and proudly sponsored by the Car Shop Strood, KGM Fire and Distribution, S-Deck Painting, Kent Construction and Renovation, and Medway Clearance Services. So please welcome firstly to the blue corner, the challenger from Gillingham, Darryl. Yeah!
Give me the. Bam, 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 take it, bam, 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 take it. Girl, come on to me. Come over here and perform for me. Come over here and perform for me. Come on in. Give me the. Just give me the light. Come on in. Give me the. You know, realize I am the DJ. So me take up the mic and then say,
Darryl, yeah!
Joe, you feel like you're in control. Yeah, let me know my sides and I got to know which one is gonna catch my flow.
And please welcome to the red corner from Rochester, Brad Marshall.
The pain I feel you never know. Emotions that I never show. I'm on a lonely road, but I've walked this lonely road before. I'm a Spartan soldier, I was born to conquer. I was raised and trained for war. I'm a Spartan soldier till my life is over, till my heart can beat no more.
Spartans, what is your profession?
My blood from me born, blood where me from. Live by the sword, blood with me gun.
Fight for the demon, fight for your cause. Me a talk from me heart.
Me no fear, me no fraud. Everybody knows Sparta, we elite.
Now surrender, back down a rock, set the feet. No retreat, and the boy one big pussy plate till we beat. Like a
Brad Marshall.
till we feet. And the power step forward, get green by the beast. When me gun rise, bullet me unleash and release.
I hit in your face and bust out the knee. Them no want me rise, them no want me survive. Them no want see me make them want see me die. Still me
He looks very happy to be here, doesn't he, Brad Marshall?
He does. He's definitely enjoying the whole kind of build-up in the 9 yards.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you firstly in the blue corner, bringing a record of 2 wins and 1 loss, boxing out of Off the Hook Boxing, the challenger from Gillingham, Darryl. Yeah! And across the ring in the red corner, he's making his GBBU debut this evening, boxing out of Howell Boxing from Rochester, Brad Marshall.
At the minute, Darryl Young is scoring with shots through the middle of Marshall's guard. Throwing that kind of wild overhand right, Brad Marshall. There's a slashing left hook, misses from Darryl Young. So again, he's trying to counter with that looping right hand. It's a little wild.
Yeah, I think he needs to step in with it. You know, throw a jab, then step in with that shot, and he might not miss it.
Yeah, I think there's an art to the overhand right, and that's not quite it. Not yet.
They're both nice and settled though, so this could warm into a quite a good fight.
Yeah, they look evenly matched in the first round at least. Hard round to score, to be honest with you, but to me, early impressions that Young looks a little bit better scored at the minute and a little bit more effective, just marginally in that first round.
Yeah, I think like you said at the start, he was sort of scoring shots through the guard, going through the middle.
Yeah, I think he nicked that first round. He only nicked it.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot in that. I think it was more the case that he landed more of the shots.
Yeah. See if the slow motion replay confirms overall impression. See, I mean, he's kind of hitting and hoping a little bit with that kind of wild right hand counter. I just think a little bit more correct boxing in that first round from Darryl Young, so that's what I'll base it on.
Seconds away. Round two.
Again, he just loves that kind of almost like bowling a cricket ball kind of shot, doesn't he? I think he's kind of overusing it and not really to any kind of effectiveness so far.
He's starting to land it though.
He is. I think if you, it's that kind of principle. If you do something often enough, you're going to get lucky sometime. Whether it's a bad chat up line or whatever it is, a overhand right. You know what I mean? Eventually, it's going to, find the target. Missed a few times with that overhand right, but then Young is not being particularly effective in this round either. So,
yeah, I think so far from what I've seen, I think it's Marshall's round at this stage. Again, purely on the basis that he's landed a few more shots.
Yeah, which is, without trying to complicate it like rocket science, that's essentially what it should come down to. There is another consideration which people bring to bear about the force of a punch, which they weigh into the balance, but basically it's about the number of clean punches landing on a target area.
Yeah. Yeah, I think sometimes even if you don't land as many shots as the other person, if you land the flashier, cleaner shots, it can win you the round depending on the judge.
Sure. There was also an interesting question arose in boxing news in the 90s. I remember a veteran referee was asked this question in an interview, and they said if it was a round unfolds where there's one guy lands 5 left jabs, innocuous, and the other guy lands 2 big right hands, who are you going to go for? And he said, I'll go for the guy who landed the 2 rights, and I can appreciate that logic.
Yeah.
Having said that, I think that round was hard to score. I mean, perhaps maybe Marshall won it as per your conviction. I think Young won the first round, so it's all poised and up for grabs as we approach the final round.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think so far both rounds have been nicked, more so than one convincingly. So I would have it as a round apiece, but they've both nicked the round that they've won.
Seconds away. Third and final round.
Okay, that's a decent flurry from Darryl Young, who's obviously, I think the corner's had a bit of a word with him and told him to get busy and get serious. There's some blood coming from the nose of Brad Marshall. He looks a little more confident, with a bit more kind of spring in his step, a bit more fluid this round now, Darryl Young. I think the fight is his to win. Yeah, that's a nice feint and left hook. You see, touched him a couple of times and turned it into a long left hook.
Yeah, it's good timing.
The more positive work has come from Darryl Young in this round. And you can see he's definitely getting through with some of it, as you can see from the blood. Rather freely flowing from the nose now of Brad Marshall. And this is going to make all the difference, you know, in the third round here. He looks like the governor at this point. I think the corner gave him a bit of a rocket, you know, and told him, what you're doing, get serious, this is your fight to win. And now he is imposing himself on Brad Marshall.
Yeah, I think it's yeah, you can see the urgencies, you know, from the second round to the third round is definitely, you know, ramped up his intensity.
Yep, and it looks like he believes in himself and that he can be the governor of this fight now.
Yeah, he's definitely, you know, well, essentially trying to win.
And there's a demeanour now about Brad Marshall. Looks like he's kind of accepted second place, perhaps. Yep. And this, when you're trying to judge a fight, I'll be honest with you, this is what you really want to see in a final round, because you don't want it to be a nightmare to score. You don't want to have to make that decision where, you know, one of the guy's fans are going to give you hell anyway, or someone's going to complain. You want someone to put the seal on it so you can cast your vote with a good conscience, you know.
Yeah, I think, again, you know, in that third round, you know, you can then see a definitive decision of who won the fight. Yeah, and, you know, you're totally correct.
Someone, this guy actually listening to us at home, he's telling me on Facebook that he's watching this show and asking me what it's all about. And I told him, and he's just sent me a clip, and I said, I'm commentating. He said, what, really? I said, yeah, so I'm just going to confirm that so he knows that we're actually doing this tonight.
And at the end of those 3 completed rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, and we have a unanimous decision. All 3 judges in agreement with your winner. In the blue corner, Darryl!
Yeah, I don't think you can argue with that decision.
No, I mean, certainly I'm glad they got that right. I think it would have been a miscarriage of justice if I hadn't given it to Darryl Young.
But ladies and gentlemen,
but again, you know, good effort from Marshall, and I think it's one of them where, you know, he'll be back.
GBBU champion, Darryl Young.
Yeah, I mean, I think after 2 rounds it was anyone's fight, and they looked reasonably well matched. But he took steps in the final round, Darryl Young, to sort of impose himself and use his advantages.